If you've been considering stopping drinking, you've been sober curious, consider this video your sign that it is a good choice and that you're headed in the right direction. So kind of spur of the moment, I decided to do the whole dry January thing. When I did it, I read some books to help encourage me and get in the right mindset, and I asked for some suggestions, and some of you gave me great ones. And I just finished a book that I really liked. I checked out Alan Carr's Quit Drinking Without Willpower, and I just finished it, and it's a really fast, easy read, but I would say by the end of the book, like, his goal is for you to abstain, not be like a moderate drinker or like a now and again, but basically you won't want to drink. The whole idea that you're not sacrificing anything. I feel like if you can really get your brain to think like this, I get how it can make you never want to pick up a drink. Like, I just finished the book, so right now I'm like, yeah, alcohol is stupid. It makes no sense. Why would it put poison in my body? Yada, yada, yada. Which I never in a million years would have said that I would be that person. Like, I have just been always a drinker. It was part of my identity. Like, it's what made me think that I was like likable and had friends like all through college, if I'm honest. Like, I just thought I was boring and like shy and like off to the side if I didn't have like liquid courage. But it's not courage. It's basically, if you want a quick cliff notes of the book, I'm not going to do it justice here, so definitely check it out. I mean, I got it from the library, but it's all about changing your mindset, and instead of feeling like you are sacrificing something and giving up something, so anytime you see someone else drinking and you're like, oh, I wish I could have one, like, your brain won't do that if you come to the right mindset, which he tries to train you to have, which is basically like, alcohol serves no purpose. It's all an illusion. Everything that we've been fed through our lives, our patterns, our stories, from our families, from our friends, from media, it's all a bunch of bull honky. I mean, we're being told that alcohol serves us. It makes us funny. It makes us more attractive. It makes us whatever. Like, it's all a lie, basically. And he does a good job of explaining like how it's a lie. And you can see it when he gives these really good metaphors and examples of how you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense than what I've believed my whole life. Now that you put it that way, like, yeah. Say you're in a social situation, and instead of being like, oh, I'm resisting, because what resists persists, instead your brain is like, okay, that's fine that you're drinking. Like, I have absolutely no desire, because I know that it's a poison, it's bad for you, it has no benefit, like literally no benefits at all. I've always felt like, I've always used it as a social crush, and in any sort of social situation, I'm like, I need that drink. No, I don't. And I've tested it. I've been to multiple social situations in the last 2 months. I went to a wedding. I went to a bar during the day. I went to live music at night. Oh, I went to Galentine's Day with some girlfriends. Like, all of these situations, the people around me were drinking, and I decided not to. And because I told myself, this is poison, and I don't want to poison myself, and I care about my body, it just made it easy to say no. And another good point he makes is like, a lot of times it's that first sip of a drink is like the best. Is like that you get that first, you sit down on that patio and you have that first drink, and then that's good, and you're like, your craving has been satisfied. But it's your psychological craving. It's not your body's craving for alcohol, because alcohol doesn't even set in for like 6 minutes after you've had your first drink. You're not even going to feel the effects of alcohol for like 6 minutes. But when you sit down, you have that first, you're like, that's not alcohol. It's just your psychology. It is feeding the part of your brain that is telling you that alcohol is good for you when it's not. And that part of your brain, you just got to kill it, because it's not true and it tells lies. I didn't realize I was ready to quit drinking, but once I did, I mean, and my husband is funny too, because he had no intention of doing dry January, and then I started, and both of us have had interesting years. In the past year, like, my dad passed away last March, a year ago next week, and he died from basically alcohol poisoning. So, and I knew that, and I didn't stop drinking right away. Like, it took me like months to get to the point where, like, I knew it killed my father, and I still was drinking. Like, that makes absolutely no sense, but I was continuing to drink. And I don't know what it was. I mean, once you take it away, like, I wasn't drinking so much so that I had physical withdrawal. So once I took it away, it wasn't that hard for me to keep it away. And my husband has also been affected by the death of my father, and other family members that have recently had issues with alcohol consumption. And so I think he too, like, once he realized this isn't hard, like, we've just been brainwashed. And we realized it's not that hard to stop. It's something we don't need. I think both of us were just like, we have to do this We have to do this for our families. We have to do this for ourselves. We have to set a good example for our kids. It's all a lie. It's all a big lie. You don't need alcohol. So I know I'm only like 2 months sober and I'm like, but I think that if I can maintain this mindset, things will be good. So this is a great book, and maybe I'll have to reread it in the future if I'm starting to question my choices that I'm making right now. But I just don't see why I would question not putting poison in my body anymore. But, you know, people do weird things, so we'll see.